beach. Kevin, shells, go closer. Shell, a sea urchin, a jellyfish, grab the shell. A starfish does a little dance. The wave crashes up, grab that shell. Oh no, snail, sand dollar, a sea turtle, shrimp, crab, dancing. A new wave came. Another shell, oyster, his face out of shells. Surprise, his dad thanked him for the beautiful craft. Hi everyone, we have a brand new beach-themed interactive activity for you, and it's called Seashell Sillies. Everything has been illustrated and created by GoGo Speech. With this activity, you and your kids are going to be able to collect a bunch of beautiful shells with our new friend Kevin, while having a bunch of silly encounters with lots of different sea creatures along the way. In addition to the silly surprises under each of the shells that you pick up, there's another big silly surprise at the end, which reveals why Kevin wanted to collect the shells in the first place. This is a great opportunity to discuss and learn about lots of different sea creatures. This activity features a sea urchin, a jellyfish, a starfish, a snail, a sea turtle, shrimp, crab, and an oyster with a pearl. Seashell Sillies is a one-resource activity, and you'll be able to adjust it based on the goals that you're working on with your child. So you can use this one resource to work on a wide range of skills, such as formulating sentences, inferencing and predicting, social pragmatic skills, answering WH questions, core words and early language skills, prepositions, requesting and describing, speech sounds, and more. While this activity can be used at any point during the year, it does include an extension at the end to acknowledge Father's Day for the kids that celebrate. So I'm just going to quickly go through to show you what it looks like and provide you with some ideas on how to use it in your sessions. We're going to start out with our magic doors, and you can see if your kids can guess what the activity is about based on what it looks like. Open. We're at the beach, but there's nothing here. Sand and water. Hey, it's our friend Kevin. So this story features our brand new character named Kevin, but as always, you can change the name of the character in the activity to a name that includes your child's target speech sounds. That way you can get lots of speech sound targets in. So now you can prompt your child to ask Kevin what he wants to do today. What are we doing at the beach? He wants to look for shells, and he has a bag on his shoulder. I wonder if that's for the shells. I love shells. I'm so excited. He looks surprised. The waves are creeping toward us. So the water is going to do this throughout the activity, washing away things on the beach as well as washing things up onto the sand. So you can see the wave just washed up a beautiful shell over there. So every time a shell washes up onto the sand, we are going to prompt our kids to say, go closer, or let's look, or I want to see it, whatever words you want to say to get your kids to work on their target sounds or work on target skills. So you'll go closer, and every time you're going to grab the shell or collect it or whatever you want to say, and you're going to move the shell closer to Kevin. So there's always going to be a silly creature under the shell. Most of them have some sort of action that you can do by going back and forth with the arrow keys. Push the shell. A sea urchin. So this one just tumbles around a little bit, and then every scene with a sea creature will usually end with a wave crashing up onto the shore. So the wave washes the creature away back in the ocean. Swimming in the water. You can say, bye, sea urchin, and make sure you're describing each of the sea creatures and shells as they appear in the story. Kevin has lots of different facial expressions throughout, so you can discuss those with your kids. So after each sea creature gets washed away, you're going to see this scene where Kevin is standing on the beach and the wave is still crashing on the shore, and Kevin has another shell in his bag. So the shells are going to build in his bag throughout the activity. A new shell was washed up onto the beach. Let's go look at it and describe the shell. Grab the shell. A jellyfish. Can you move your legs like a jellyfish? I wonder if it's trying to get back into the water. We shouldn't touch the jellyfish though. So you can have your kids tell the jellyfish to keep trying, and then oh, phew, another wave came to take the jellyfish back into the ocean. It's swimming, and then there's more shells in the bag. The wave washes away, and there's a new shell. So you can have your kids alert you when a new shell appears on the beach. This is a pink shell. It's a triangle shape. Go closer, grab the shell. A starfish, and the starfish does a little dance. The wave crashes up and it goes back into the water. And again, there's two shells this time. Let's see if there's anything under them. So you're going to collect the orange one first. Grab the shell. Is that a hole? Let's see what's under the other one. Another shell? That's pretty weird. We should grab that shell, shouldn't we? Oh no, it's a snail. So you can get surprised when the snail pops out. See if the kids can tell you when it pops out so that you don't grab it. The snail is going slow. It's going into the hole. And we can have the kids say, go fast faster because we know how slow snails can be. There it goes into the hole. Keep going. And then a new wave crashes up. There are lots of shells in that bag. I wonder what he's going to do with all these shells. You see another shell. That's a sand dollar. Look. Looks like a flower on it. The sand dollar. Is that a rock? You think it's a turtle? Maybe it's sleeping. We gotta be quiet so it doesn't. It woke up. A sea turtle. Hi, sea turtle. Go in the ocean. A wave came up and it's swimming away. A shell? Where? Behind me. Oh, it's a green shell. Let's look. This one is pointy. It looks kind of sharp. Grab the shell. Kevin looks scared. I think that's a shrimp. Go away. Oh, phew. A new wave came and washed the shrimp away. You see something. It's not a shell. Looks like a bunch of sticks. Driftwood. Let's go look. 3 pieces. So you're going to grab each of the pieces one at a time. Get one piece, the next piece, the last piece. What is it? There's something in the sand. Should I move the sand and see what it is? A crab has claws. He can pinch. He's dancing. And then a new wave came. Back in the ocean. Wow, we're almost out of room. So many shells. Another one. So this is going to be the last shell. Go closer or let's see it. This one is really pretty. Get the shell. Another shell with eyes. An oyster with a pearl. Kevin looks so surprised. So you can open and close the oyster's mouth as many times as you want. You can react every time the oyster opens its mouth if your child really enjoys that. And then a new wave comes and it washes away just like the rest of the sea creatures. Whoa, look at that bag. We got so many shells and we got some sticks too. I still don't know what he wants to do with all these shells. What? He's gone? There's an arrow. Maybe we should go that way. Let's go. Follow him. Hey, we found all of his stuff that he brought to the beach. So you can describe everything that's in the picture. He's sticking his hand into his bag. I wonder what he has in there. A plate. Maybe he has food in there. I don't know. He's reaching for something else. Let's see. Glue. That's pretty weird. What is he gonna do with glue and a plate and some shells? Maybe he wants to make a craft. So everything we collected is sitting around the plate. And then we have Kevin over here who is going to give us cues for what to do next. So we are going to build a face out of all of these shells and the sticks. Kevin is pointing to his eyes. Maybe he wants us to make eyes. It looks like we need to squeeze the glue first. So you can prompt your kids to tell you to squeeze the glue or push the bottle, push dots of glue. Now there's a circle over those shells. So maybe those are the shells that he wants to use for the eyes. Grab the shells. Put them on the plate. Whoa, we made eyes. All right, what do we need to do next? He's pointing to his nose. All right. Do we know which shell to use yet? No, because we have to press the glue or squeeze the glue. Squeeze the glue. We have glue for the nose. Here's the shell for the nose. Nose. It's looking pretty good. Mouth. Push. Whoa, we have to use all 3 of these shells to make the mouth. Grab the shells, put it on the plate. Wow, that looks awesome. Now he's pointing to his ears. Squeeze the glue, grab the shells, put it on the plate. And for the last step, Kevin is pointing to his hair. So we're gonna squeeze the glue. The driftwood is left. So we're gonna grab the driftwood and put it on the top of the plate. Whoa, that looks awesome. Kevin is so proud of his craft. We did a really good job helping him make this face out of shells. So we have a very silly face made out of shells on our plate. Kevin is leaving the beach on his bike. He has the plate in his bag. I wonder where he's going. So if you're using this for Father's Day, you can use this extension to the activity by continuing on from this point. Kevin is going to arrive at his house. He's knocking on his door. Knock on the door. His dad! It looks like he's hiding the gift behind his back. Kevin is so excited to surprise his dad. So then we can have your kids tell Kevin to give him the gift. Dad is surprised. And now they're both laughing together because the face made of shells is so silly. Then to end the activity, Dad gives Kevin a big hug to thank him for the beautiful craft. So that's the end of the activity. If you're signed up as a GoGo member, you will also get access to some different printable PDFs that go along with this activity. So you'll have a printout of each of the sea creatures, which you can use to mark off or add to an ocean scene each time the creatures appear in your session. You will also have a printout of all of the shells, which can be sent to your kids as just a coloring page, or you can have the kids color them and then cut them all out so that they can be placed on a paper plate or our printable plate so that the child can create a silly shell face of their own. And finally, GoGo members also have access to a printable Father's Day card that they can color, and it says, "Happy Father's Day to a very special Dad." If you're using our activity with your kids in person, you could even go to the dollar store to grab some real shells and have a bunch of fun using them to create different silly faces on paper plates. I hope you all have so much fun with it. Make sure you're following GoGo Speech on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on our latest releases. I'll see you all next time. Bye!